And record. Hi, I'm Corky, and let's get right to the board. I'm Nettle, and today will be our second episode of Sticky Notes. Today on Sticky Notes, I am joined by the wonderful Prince Flowers.
Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing well.
Thank you for asking, as always. Today's topic is going to be a controversial one. Weed. Commonly known in a more scientific term as marijuana. The street kids call it Mary Jane, that dro, that grass, that tree. Let me get some of that sticky, icky fam.
A rare few call it the devil's lettuce.
Oh, yeah, they're usually the Christian kids who are like, I'd never smoke, and then they have like a whole J and then like rolling papers in their bag. No, these are for my friend. Yeah, I see you don't go have any friends, Jeremy. Sure. I'm sorry, that's not an attack to any Jeremys out there. We love you. Jeremys are special.
Yeah.
Back to the point. Okay, let's talk about weed in childhood. I grew up Christian, so weed was considered, like you said, the devil's lettuce, and you must never smoke it or let Satan into your body and go to hell like a whore.
Oh. That's a way of looking at it, sure.
I completely agree. It's overdue. It's like way, way, way overkill. Like, come on.
Yeah, no, it's relatively harmless, you know?
Tell me about your childhood. Did you grow up in a home with weed?
I did actually. My parents smoked it when I was littler. Obviously didn't have me involved in it at all.
Of course.
But as I grew older, they grew more comfortable talking about it with me and vice versa. So I've gotten to know a bit about weed myself.
That's cool. I, however, had to venture into dangerous friends. And a story for another time. A girl who apparently thought I was lesbian. Like, I swear even lesbians think I'm lesbian. And I'm like, aha, aha, aha. You wish.
No, but I see how that's coming from.
Yeah. But weed has helped me, get past all that. I had to sneak it from one of my friends. Then I had one of my friends at school who was my dealer. You've met him. I call him Sugarfoot.
I think that, yeah.
Sugarfoot lives not too far from me, and he was my dealer through high school. Love you, Sugarfoot. Plug.
Yeah, my plugs were, they were close to home. Not necessarily, like, I didn't have to go too far. But I knew people. But I don't know. I waited until I was comfortable to start trying it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't want to just, like, be doing it right out the gate and then have that habit for a while. I wanted to wait until I was comfortable with the idea, wait until I had a little bit more experience with it, and decide from there.
Do you think growing up with weed in the home has made your outlook on it different than if, let's say, you grew up in a home like mine that was more strict? There was like, no weed ever, or the devil's gonna come up your little butthole.
I don't know about that last part, but
it was obviously like a joke for flair. But
no. I do think that based on your household, there are different influences, whether it be people that you know from friend groups at school, or like an online personality who might bring it up a bunch. There's different areas where you might, first notice it, but it's...
I mean, Snoop Dogg.
Yes, very popular.
Cheech and Chong,
Yeah.
the classics. Listen, we'd be shamed into death. I can hear them in the comments. How dare they not bring up Snoop Dogg or Cheech and Chong? They're uncultured new wave weed swine. Listen here. Shut up. Metal isn't uncultured, okay? And neither is Prince Flowers. We deep out here. We've been in these streets. Been in these grimy streets since before it was legal.
Yeah. Been jaywalking since before they legalized it, kinda.
So you think it's affected the way you see it in general?
I would say so, yeah. I think I have a more comfortable view on it, just in general. I have a more biased view as well, since, it was very, my family smoked it. So it was, I don't know, it was just something that I grew up with, naturally.
Do you think you would have smoked weed if your family didn't have weed in the house?
Probably not. I might have smoked it, on occasion, but not nearly as much as I do.
I see. So, it can go either way. If you ran in a household that was, okay with it, but they weren't, dripping in it, then, maybe you'd feel differently.
Yeah.
It really can depend on circumstances. But that's not what society says. Society says that weed is just as dangerous as heroin.
It's a real shame that they put it in, the same tier. And it's above, alcohol and, other stuff, like acid.
Literally, it's the one drug that can't kill you. By the time you would have tried to get to the amount that could kill you, you would have been either throwing up from your obsessive eating after waking up from your food coma, or you would be asleep for a month. People would think you're in a coma, and then you'd be like, oh, an apple's refreshing. You're like, you've been asleep for a month.
Yeah, no, it's not as bad as people make it out. There are far worse things that you can do to your body. Drinking, smoking cigarettes, both available in, corner stores, but for some reason this one has to be sold in, special shops.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Honestly, I feel like if we would have found weed plants when we found tobacco plants, it'd be you had to be 21 to buy rolled joints in a carton. Morello would be a big tobacco company or a big cannabis company with labels and packs and cartons.
Yeah.
I think it can be done. But, maybe that's just because I believe Snoop Dogg would be our best president. It's 2020. If we throw in anyone at the presidential office, might as well do Snoop Dogg. I mean,
I do see your point. The man has a very good grasp on the economy in general.
Yeah, he pays his roller 40 to 50K a year to stand there and hand him J's. And if he looks like he needs, no, not even a J, a blunt. If he looks like he needs a blunt, he comes by. If he thinks he needs a blunt, he comes by. Not even if you're done with the blunt. If you look like you need a second blunt, he's there. And his timing is impeccable. And he makes 40 to 50K. That's a dream job.
That's a great opportunity. Imagine how many people could be paid for this kind of stuff.
Right. You'd have so much more productivity. If you had professional rollers, professional grinders, people were literally just paid to grind, throw it. And then that comes down the line to the people who are rolling, and then what's not rolled goes into people who pack bowls. And so you're selling these sets. I know, you know how we have the spoons that are instant hot cocoa?
Oh, I think so.
It'll be a little pipe that's instant weed because the weed's in there, but you buy the little pipe and it comes with a free bowl.
A little compostable pipe.
No.
What?
It's a regular pipe, but when you buy the pipe, it has a little covering over it. It's a lottery, though. Either you get an empty bowl, you get a glass filter, or it's a full weed. That's the thing. People want to buy more. They want the one full of weed.
It's an interesting concept.
I don't know. This is just silly ideas, but I feel like Snoop Dogg could find a way to make weed and a profitable thing for an economical crisis. Because if he's paying people that good for that, that's a job market now. If you're making 40 to 50K, it is a sustainable job. If you got into office, a weed career would be as normal as like a career in cooking.
Yeah.
You just do it.
And like there are still obviously careers in the cannabis industry right now, but it's not as fleshed out and as like solid as it could be. Like I have a relative who is working at not a dispensary, but like essentially where they grow the product. It's also
Sister Mary Jane?
Yeah, pretty much. Point is, over the past like few months, they've had like a huge shift in management. It used to be like so many people have gotten fired. They have like only a few people. I
remember hearing about Sister Mary Jane's problems and how their work situation wasn't working out. I hope that they can really get this situation going. It's ridiculous that people can be treated so poorly when they're working their hardest for a company that doesn't even take care of them. You know, like, they're working their hardest, they're coming in every day. No one should treat Mary Jane like that.
It's a real shame. I do hope that in the future this market becomes a little better and like team-based rather than it's a strange business right now.
It's all about money sharking. Who has more money? Who's getting the money there? People just want to make money, and they don't matter if it's on the backs of others. I've experienced weed in different ways. Like, when I was younger, I was really devoted into Christianity, so I was like, oh, it's of the devil, I shouldn't. But I noticed it didn't hurt me, and it felt nice. It was like a calm, I was laughing, and I don't laugh a lot, like, at all. Just stupid things were fun. I loved that rush of joy in my life that really, you know, like, when I'm, like, going through my struggles or having a hard day, I just pack a bowl and just, I don't know, it's the act of doing it in itself is therapeutic. It makes me just feel calm.
Yeah. It's a nice change of pace from the day. It definitely helps with just relaxing in general. It's nice to have.
I think society is overreacting, if I'm honest. I think weed can be used for clothes, paper, as a medicine, as a balm, as a body oil. Come on, there's literally nothing you can't do with it, but because the government can't bring it into big corporations, tax it, it's a whole big hubbub. Literally, it was one of the only things that helped when I was just feeling like rough. Some days when I'd like go to like my school and I knew people were just talking, you know, just really talking. I knew when I got home I could get that bowl be ready and nothing else would matter.
Yeah. It's a nice thing to come home to. Obviously there's a lot of times where you won't be able to delivering it at work.
Right.
Sometimes you can, depending on your occupation, but
True.
a majority of the time, it's going to be generally like,
Right, at home.
yeah.
Personally, I feel like weed is a gift. I understand why Christians hate it. They like to say if they don't wear masks because God has you covered, they shouldn't be scared of weed because God made weed.
True.
I'm just saying, it's the same BS logic. I mean, listen, it is the only drug known to not kill people. So, if you're scared of something that is non-lethal, I pity you. I pity you that you're scared of a too strong gust of wind blowing you down the street, you special snowflake. But I understand that everyone's entitled to feel how they want to feel. It's just, I understand that. You're entitled to be wrong.
Yeah, but beyond that, I also do know that, like, there is a lot that is unknown about weed still. Mostly because, yes, the government has restricted us from studying about it. But there are still people who have, like, ill effects with it. Whether it be from experiencing it with other types of drugs or psychedelics, or whether it be from a way that it hits their brain, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are spurned off of weed because they took it with someone who couldn't be trusted, and their vibe was either ruined or there was mixed with another drug in there.
Yeah.
You know, people try to, like, taint your experience. If this is your first time smoking, I want you to just smoke for real. Like, don't come up here being like, let me hit a pen. No, we're gonna smoke it the old-fashioned way. You're gonna smoke. We're gonna do an old-fashioned smoke. We're gonna take it slow. We're gonna talk.
Yeah.
That's the whole... The spirit of session is just letting the vibe carry you. For those of you who aren't up to stoner terms, get on board. Hurry up, the boat is leaving, get on board. Seshing is when you smoke while you talk to someone and you just get to know them, and sometimes you just continue smoking for a while because you're talking and you're not really thinking about it. It's getting to know someone without the hindrance of your personal anxieties coming up or you feeling like you're inadequate. It's just two raw people having an honest connection.
I agree with that definition. That is a great way of describing it. Because, like, unlike a lot of other stuff, it's not really, like, forced upon you. Like, in, like, public commercials, they always have the villain being, like, trying to offer it up. But it's like, it's not villainous.
No, they don't even have them offering it up. It's cigarettes. And they haven't banned cigarettes, but everyone's trying to ban weed. Cigarettes will actually kill you. But weed could kill you.
A lot of things can kill you. Water can kill you.
No, but, like, quickly.
No,
Like alcohol.
Yes,
and nicotine.
That can destroy you
And meth.
very swiftly. Weed takes a while. Like, you really have to be...
You have to do nothing but smoke all day for weed to destroy your life.
Exactly. And, like, there's other ways that you can actually, like, circumvent that. You obviously can, like, set aside a time so that you just smoke then, and then go on with your day, you know?
Maybe have a cup of coffee afterwards just to get your body going. If you don't do coffee, you can do tea. You know, like, there's other ways of doing it. You can get edibles. You can do pre-rolls. There's lots of ways to do it if you don't want to do it the traditional way. But I'm more of a traditional hippie, I guess. I like a good feeling of packing it, the bowl, and just...
Yeah. It's definitely the most common way, since it's getting the plant straight from the source and taking care of it that way. But there's a lot of other ways that you can take it that can be healthier alternatives.
There was a study done in a college where they gave it to people with PTSD, and they showed great improvement. There's even studies that show it's not like what some people say, weed will cure cancer. No, weed does help with the symptoms and slow the progression, though.
Yeah.
And everyone's ignoring all that because they go, but I've been told it's bad. And you're told cigarettes are bad and half of y'all still smoke.
That's true. Like, how long have we been fighting cigarettes? Like 50 years?
More.
Something?
Hundreds, probably.
Yeah. Tobacco's definitely bad.
Since like the 1800s, maybe?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Maybe since colonial times, because there was tobacco plantations. It's been in culture for so long, and they know the harmful effects of it, but that's legal. And the plant that smells better, tastes better, looks better,
makes you feel better,
is better for your body. No, let's shame that plant. Like, sometimes I don't understand America. We make the dumbest decisions. We're just like Europe. We're like England too.
Yeah. I mean, we really are when you think about it. Like,
England Junior. England Kids Bop. Canada's got the right idea. They have weed legal and free healthcare.
True.
I saw a post that it said it all. The guy said, they like to say, if you listen to the conservatives, they say everywhere else has universal health care and all this other stuff. But the U.S. is topping innovation, surgeries, medicals. And he's listing all this stuff. The next post he posts, hey guys, can you help me raise money so I can get my grandpa surgery that could save his life? That universal health care you were saying we didn't need would have probably saved your grandpa now, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That's a rough situation.
I don't see how people can neglect the helpful things. Like, we don't need to wear masks. God's got us covered. God made the doctors to tell you to wear the masks.
Yeah. It's not that hard.
Do you believe God controls everything? Well, then God controlled the doctor to tell you to put on a mask, now didn't he? It's always, but people find excuses not to do stuff when they don't want to.
Yeah.
That's why you give them some weed. You get to the root of them. You don't get to all that outside exterior. We're going straight for the center of the M&M. We're not even going to break the candy shell. We're just going to instant transmission into the center of it.
Dang.
That's kind of what weed does. It allows you to be yourself authentically without feeling like the societal pressure to be a certain way.
Yeah. And there's different types of weed that can have varying effects.
Right.
Varying strengths. It's interesting. You have sativas, indicas, hybrids.
Sativas are good for staying up, being active.
Indicas are really good for having like a body high, making you more relaxed physically.
Good for sleep and rest. If you want to have a nice meditation or calm, relaxing evening. Hybrids can either be kind of high energy and giggly with more of a relaxing feel, or
they can be like, I don't know. It's hard to describe sometimes, but it's.
I get what you mean. It's more of a calm sleepiness, but you're not tired enough to fall asleep. It's just a wooziness. You're kind of all in for a minute.
Yeah. Sometimes it can be sort of like a fuzzy feeling,
Yeah. Weed's always just good to bring a nice warm feeling in your heart. But I think I see. What's this? I told a joke once. I said I wanted Paula Deen to be president. I understand it's stupid, but hear me out. She already loves putting butter in everything, even when she shouldn't. Even when she probably should stop for her and her family's cholesterol. She just keeps on trucking. So, what if she start putting, the legal and non-deadly drugs in breakfast? It's just sold at Denny's. We got weed breakfast. We got shrooms breakfast. We got acid breakfast. Just it's in the pancakes. You're just having bacon and eggs, and then you cut in these pancakes, and they're so good, and then you're tripping. And it's all because of Paula Deen's butter. And her thing is just a little more butter. As it takes over the nation for her having these little, just a little more butter. We put butter right on that pancake. Why is the butter green? Oh, it's a little bit of Paula Deen's new hemp butter. Get it in the stores now. Now listen, you put a little butter on this. You put it on your chicken, your child. You can put it on anything. Season up, little butter. Do you just right. You got this acid syrup is trying to make your breakfast a whole new dimension of good. And if you're feeling earthy and want to be healthy, we've got shroom sauce that'll go right over perfectly in your eggs.
Delicious.
All I'm saying is just a little more butter.
Yeah, we can hope. We can hope.
Listen. Because the thing is, I feel like Paula has a little bit of a butter addiction. She'll put some butter in something and then say a little more. She's like DJ Khaled with another one. Just a little more butter. Another. Just a little more butter. Another one. God, I feel like she's at the podium just snacking on some butter, just going. She's finished 3, and then she has people on the side, and then they're like, all right, we took all the butter off Paula. She proceeds to pull one out of her pocket. Everyone going, Paula! And she just is eating the butter. Paula, put the butter down! Put the butter down, Paula!
Too late.
God, Paula would be getting high on her own supply. She'd forget this isn't the regular butter and start putting it on her food. She'd be like, this is so good. Oh my God, I love this recipe.
I'm gonna make just 2 more batches.
Just 2 more batches.
Just 2 more batches of 5-stack pancakes.
Just 3 more batches of 4-stack pancakes. If I take it down 1 pancake, I can have a whole other plate. And as the ink runs out of a pen, so has our time come to an end. Thank you, Prince Flowers, my bad. I mean, whatever, it's 2020. Does it really matter?
Nah.
Thank you, Prince Flowers, for coming.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. The Pinboard is a product of the Uniquely Mad podcast. You can find us online at www.uniquelymadpodcast.com and on social media at Uniquely Mad Podcast. Follow me on social media at Princess Nettle, and remember, like a piece of paper, you are but a slice of the star.